Sony's been doing quite a bit lately to kind of draw attention to themselves and the PlayStation 5 over the Xbox Series X, and they've really kind of gone out of their way to make it look like a very appealing situation, and it is appealing. Let's just be honest. I realize that there's things going on both sides that make both kind of an attractive situation, but Sony really has been hitting hard with the news and the updates and the everything. Really, has just been kind of much bigger, kind of in your face. Yes, Microsoft bought Activision, but has kind of gone quiet since that point, and Sony has continued to kind of make noise, and they continue to make noise with the announcements that they made today, which kind of, I'm starting to see some Xbox fans be a little bit uncomfortable on social media and saying that Xbox is being a little bit too quiet right now. Is that going to be the case continuing going forward? Well, listen, I don't know. But this is definitely going to be something that everybody's going to be wanting to talk about, I'm sure, and I want to get into it. What's up, everybody? It's me, Crap Gamer, of course, with Crap Gamer Reviews, your home of gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. Thank you for spending some of your free time with me watching one of my videos. Please like it if you enjoy it. Now, first things first, I wanted to get into what Sony is talking about right now. They did announce a new state of play that is going to be announced for March 9th, so we don't have to wait very long. It's going to mostly focus on games from Japanese publishers. So a new state of play showcase will air actually tomorrow. Sony confirmed today. The Japanese company confirmed with a new post on the official PlayStation blog that the event will stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. The show is going to be around 20 minutes long, and it's going to mostly focus on games coming from Japanese developers. This is exactly what they had to say. A new state of play is upon us. Join us Wednesday, March 9th at 5 p.m. Eastern for new reveals and eye-catching updates for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 titles. Note, we won't have any updates on VR titles or hardware in this broadcast. The show is clocking in around 20 minutes, give or take, with a special focus on highlighting great games coming from some of our beloved Japanese publishers, though we'll have a few updates from other developers located around the world too. A March state of play had been rumored for some time now, and a report had shared online yesterday suggested that the event could have been delayed due to the conflict between Ukraine and Russia by a couple of weeks. Four of my very usual reliable sources at Sony and on the outside of the company told me last week that a new PlayStation State of Play or showcase stream had been planned this week. One of the reasons why I haven't shared this with you is because some of the developers who are set to show off their games in the show, and even some at PlayStation Studios, have asked for the show to be delayed because they don't want to take the spotlight away from the awful stuff happening right now. This has allegedly led to talks about delaying in a week or two, but at least it sounds like we'll get some exciting announcements and its partners before March. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be showcasing some cool stuff with the state of play, and you know what? Hey, that's an exciting thing. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be excited by this. People want to see, what Microsoft has to offer. People want to see what kind of what games they have to offer. And I think that, this is going to go strong in showcasing that, hey, they aren't going anywhere with the Japanese market and things like that. So, yeah, I do think that this is pretty big news. Is it going to be some kind of groundbreaking state of play? I sort of doubt that, but I do think that it's going to be a very good state of play, and it's probably going to be something that people are going to be excited for, because everybody's excited to be shown new games and things like that. So we'll see what happens there with the future. But yeah, pretty cool stuff that's happening so soon, and the way that they announced it, so it looks like that's good. They also just released a new PS5 system update, which improves a lot of things like system performance, and I want to get into the details on that as well, because these things are, this is sort of how these things kind of go sometimes. So basically, Sony has just rolled out a new PlayStation 5 system update, and here's what it does. The new firmware update raised in at around 914 megabytes, and those hoping for the highly requested VRR update will be disappointed to learn that the new system version isn't that update at all. At least the release notes from the firmware version don't mention anything VRR support related. Instead, the official release notes for this new system update only mentioned improved system performance once more. Guess we'll just have to wait for another stability update for the sake of completeness. We've included the release notes, which I'm going to link here in the description below, and you guys can check it out. The system software update improved system performance. We see that last month Sony detailed the PlayStation 5 beta system update that was made available to a select number of users, and new features include more user interface enhancements alongside various new party chat options as well as accessibility features, the voice commands, and for those in the US and UK. We're also testing a feature that enables voice commands for finding the opening games, apps, and settings, as well as controlling immediate playback on the PlayStation 5 console. The feature is currently available for English beta participants and accounts registered to the US and UK. To get started, enable voice command previews from the settings menu, then call out "Hey PlayStation" and ask your PlayStation 5 console to find a game, open an app, or setting or control playback while enjoying a movie, TV show, or song. And they want you to help improve the feature through feedback programs and things like that. So they are not only doing cool things by announcing some pretty amazing things with new games, and it seems like they just don't stop with the games, right? Like that's where I think you start to see some of the people start to be a little bit uneasy with the Xbox side of things, because it does literally seem like everything that Sony's doing is just game, 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 and then everything you see that Microsoft is doing isn't necessarily that. So I think that's starting to kind of, maybe get a little bit people a little bit uneasy about this whole situation. But we'll see what happens in the future, and we'll see what happens with Microsoft and how they can kind of respond to that. I do hope that they go out of their way and do something big. I know their plan is still to do something like E3 related, and I think that's probably going to be pretty big. There is going to be some news that I kind of mentioned about this soon. But yeah, you know what, this is going to be a very, very interesting situation, and again, PlayStation fans are pretty excited about this, as well they should be, and we're going to continue to see a lot of these things kind of happen throughout time, so good for them. They're getting a lot of things in. If you're an Xbox fan, take heart. I think everything's going to be okay. I think things are going to be fine. I think obviously Microsoft is going to have some pretty big things coming before too long, and I think at the end of the day we're going to see some great things from there as well. So you guys don't have to freak out about these things. I think everything's going to be okay, and I think everything's going to kind of work out well for Microsoft, and things are going to work out well for Sony, no matter which side you're on. Really, just kind of comes down to what you prefer. So at the end of the day, we'll keep seeing how things work out, and I know that PlayStation fans are happy, and I think what will we see with Xbox fans? I don't know. Like Xbox fans might have to be a little bit more patient, but we'll see what happens long run. But this is very interesting news, and I'm very curious to hear what everyone has to say about this themselves. What are your guys' thoughts about this? I mean, what do you guys want to see from PlayStation tomorrow? What do you guys want to see in future updates? The lack of VRR is obviously a thing that some people are going to complain about, but it's still pretty big news and pretty big announcements, and I'm sure a lot of you are excited for what it's going to be. I'll probably have my thoughts on what they announce at some point tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually have to showcase, because like I said, so far it's been nothing but games, and more games from them. So we'll see what happens. With that being said, look for the description for any articles related to today's topics. If you do want to like the videos, please do so. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.